Hello, guys. Welcome to Unapologetically Random Podcast. I'm your host, Herbert Ho, and today, this is the first episode. Yeah, I'm very excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I do hope you guys will enjoy it. I have a special guest for this episode. He's an aspiring filmmaker, uh, one of my best friends, and his name is Glen Pengiran. Yeah, we've been friends since we met in uni. Yeah, we've been classmates since 2017, I believe, in uni, and yeah, we've been having a lot of deep talks about art in general. So I hope that this first episode can be enjoyable to listen to. I do hope that. So before I get into the conversation, I just want to say that the reason that I started this podcast really is as a platform for me to have discussions about things that are going around, things that are happening around me in the world, and generally anything that interests me really. I will talk about it, or if you guys have any suggestions on topics, please do let me know in the comments, or just send me a message really. I'll look into it, and I'll see where it goes. So yeah, that's the main reason, as a platform for me to have conversations and engage in a way. And yeah, again, I'm really excited to do this, even though I don't have proper equipment. You can probably tell from how it sounds. Sorry about that. I will try my best to get proper microphones and setups in the future. But for now, I'm just stuck with what I have right now. So without further ado, here's our conversation, and I do hope you guys enjoy it. Hello, guys. Welcome to Unapologetically Random. This is Herbert Ho. I'm your host, and today, or tonight, as I should say, I'm recording in this around 11:30 p.m. So I have a guest for this episode. As you may have heard from the intro. How do you say that word? Intro. Anyway, I'm with Glenn.
Hi guys, I'm
Yeah.
Glenn.
So welcome to the show, Glenn.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Is this your first interview by anyone?
Yeah, I think it's my first ever interview or on podcast with anyone at all.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm honored. Yeah. First of all, how are you? How have you been doing lately?
Lately I feel like I've been drowning in assignments.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a lot of stuff that I have to do because of the quarantine just pushing everything back. So now I just have a bunch of assignments to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm left with just a few now, so I guess I'm better. Other than that, yeah, quarantine has been quarantine. I think we're all experiencing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing new every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty alright.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everyone, from as us as uni students, everyone been doing the same thing, like just rushing assignments. Yeah. And everyone seems like they're not happy with doing it, obviously. Especially with the quarantine going on, it's not helping much. So yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you.
What have you been doing?
Oh man, I've been playing a lot of video games.
Same.
Yeah. Aren't you
You've been
glad
playing
that?
GTA.
Sorry.
You've been playing GTA, right?
Yeah, I've been on that grind. I don't think it's healthy.
I guess it's alright. I've been playing Valorant a little bit too much now.
Yeah. I'm just glad video games exist. I don't know what I would do without it.
That's so true. So
Yeah.
true. I don't know what to do without it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Valorant. This is
Valorant,
unapologetically random, so I hope you
Mhm.
don't expect much personal story from Glenn. We're gonna talk anything that we want to talk about. So yeah, let's talk about that game. What do you think? What do you think about that game?
Oh, I feel like Valorant coming from a CS:GO player. I haven't played CS:GO for that long. Actually, I've just started playing CS:GO when the quarantine started, and I have been like playing with some of my friends as well. I think Sean
Yeah.
and Akmal.
Yeah.
These two are pretty good in CS:GO, and playing with them, I've just been like watching how they play, and specifically from Sean, he has been teaching me quite a lot of stuff on how to play CS:GO. And coming to Valorant, it feels very much like CS:GO. People are saying it's like a copy of CS:GO, but done in a different way,
Right.
like an Overwatch and a CS:GO baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gameplay is pretty much similar. You gotta like cover angles and plant a bomb. But now that you have ultis, like you have abilities, it gives a much more different experience compared to CS:GO lah.
Yeah.
I think it makes the game much more fun lah, and in a way a bit easier for me. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because as a casual FPS player, I played I played CS:GO very casually, and I thought Valorant was easier than CS:GO, even though in CS:GO you don't have like ultis, you don't have like magical skills. It's weird that it's easier than CS:GO,
Right.
but it is. So
Yeah.
I think that game. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think because CS:GO has been like around since forever, it's like one of the most, maybe the first or the longest standing FPS game besides like COD,
Right.
Call of Duty, or other games. I think because CS:GO has been played for so long, people have like come up with like so many different ways to play that game,
Yeah.
and that's why it's much harder.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I still think it's weird that there's more. I feel like there's more to do in Valorant, but it's just easier. So I think it is a very beginner friendly because
Yeah, true.
I mean there's no like ranking yet officially,
Yeah.
so we'll see where that goes. I mean, but so far several games that I've played, I've been enjoying them, you know. There's no, even though like there's like a few losses, I feel like those games are still fun, even though I lost, because at the end of the day I feel like I just feel like I have fun, you know. that's weird. But it's a fresh I guess it's a fresh game for FPS lovers. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's true. Continually just playing CS:GO as like an FPS player can get boring sometimes.
Right.
And Valorant is like something new.
Yeah. Even like pro CS:GO players are like playing Valorant now.
Yeah. So true. Before this, we used to play PUBG Lite a lot also.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
I haven't
Remember those
played that
times? Same
for
lah.
so long.
I haven't turned it on again.
I just
think
thought the game is like there's no updates, so I just thought
True.
there's no point in playing it that often. I guess.
It gets boring.
Yeah. It does.
Kind of want to play Apex Legends, but my PC that can't handle that.
Yeah. That's a pretty interesting game, I thought. But yeah, I just
Yep.
yeah, it's all about getting the best performance to play, because like sometimes the FPS is very low. It's kind of annoying, and that became like the thing that keeps happening, and then you just don't want to play the game because of that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think the game itself is bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The other time we met a hacker.
Right.
And after that we met so many more hackers and the game just got lame.
I think it's interesting that it's not even the full version of PUBG and yet there's still a hacker.
Yeah.
There's no like, I don't think so. I don't think there's ranking now because I haven't played for like a month, I think. But there's no ranking system anymore since the April update, and I don't see the point of hacking or like cheating in the game. It's just kind of stupid. Yeah.
You're just making it lame for everyone.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
man.
that's the problem that killed the PUBG in general. They just can't seem to fix the hacking issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited where Valorant is gonna go.
Yeah, pretty excited. Same.
Oh yeah, what's your main, by the way? Just
What
about this.
what hero do I mean? I think I've always been playing Cypher now.
Cypher.
I haven't been the best aimer even in CS:GO, but I have friends who are like crazy at fragging. They would enter like a place and would kill 3 people and like 3 people who attack them at the same time. And I feel like for my role at least, because I like to play the game in a much more strategical way.
Right.
So I like to play Cypher because he gives intel and provides like information for the other teammates for them to be able to do the kill.
Yeah.
In a way, like I'm playing like a support lah. But I think in a team game like CS:GO or Valorant, you can't really be like a lone standing gamer who just kills like crazy and climb up ranking. You gotta be in a nice team, a team that knows how you play and you know how they play, and then you can go up. But for me, I tell myself, don't think of it as like a career option lah, because I'm not the best at it. So I try to enjoy every bit I can, even though I lose.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I think I mean, I don't play as much as you do, I don't think. But yeah, I do feel, I do understand what you're saying just now. It's a team game for a reason.
Yeah.
And most of the match that were like, in my experience, where I won, it's mostly like there's no one single guy that is that like super good. It's just that like everyone has the chance to kill and to use their skill, and then somehow cooperates it with each other, and everything just works. Even though it's like you're playing with strangers, it's amazing. Yeah.
I've met a lot of people actually on the game. I've been just playing Cypher all this time. I maybe do play other players, like other heroes like Jet and Brimstone.
Yeah.
And because of for Brimstone and Cypher, I got like I find other teammates that added me as friend in the game just because I play the support role really well.
Right.
I give like proper information, and I give like them really quick. I tell them, okay, you gotta rotate now. Come to B. There's void B or something like that.
Yeah.
And I communicate my situation lah, and I think like they appreciate that team effort also. And as Jet, sometimes we just have really nice kills on the days I feel like my aim is good. Then I play Jet. Then like those are the times when they like, oh, they find me lah. They say, wow, you're quite good also.
Nice.
So yeah, so I'll go on the game and see these people are online, and they see me online even though we don't know each other in real life. It's such an interesting feeling lah, to be able to like, oh, that guy is online. Black Raven is online. I could just add him, and then we get to play, and I don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
Pretty nice feeling.
I mean, that's the beauty of like online gaming in general, that
so
people just don't want to talk about it. Just for some reason, the toxic side is more discussed. Although
true.
Pretty much everything around the world, the negative part of it has to be the main focus. So
it's true.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are a few toxic players also.
Yeah.
But they're the one that's like, they just make the game suck lah.
Yeah.
On the days when you just don't feel it, you don't get good aim, then they will just like bash you, and then you just feel bad for the rest of the day.
Yeah. It ruins the fun for like casual players that like maybe they had a bad day and they just want to relax, and then there's this guy like, you suck, you don't know how to play this game, get out of here. But
I find it really interesting also that they're so angry because they're trying to say like you suck and everything, but then we're in the same game, we're in the same matchmaking. That means we're in the same like the same class or the same rank.
Yeah.
And I'm not a good player. For you to matchmake with me doesn't mean you're that good. So why are you being so rude? Why are you being so mean? So I'm like these people are just like just trolls.
Yeah.
Some days I would bash back at them. I'm like, no, your mom.
Oh god.
I'm like, no, you. Some days when I feel like they're just being too toxic, not just to me but the other teammates.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I forgot who said it. Like, I think it's a video I've watched before where they discuss like toxic online game communities, and there's something about like they can get away with it because it's online, and I bet you they won't dare to say mean stuff to you in person.
Yeah.
So they just get away with it online.
Yeah.
But
True.
I think at the end of the day, they're just they don't matter. I mean, as long as you play the way you're comfortable with, that's probably enough. Like,
That's so true.
it doesn't matter what they say. It's just they don't know you personally, so you don't have to take it seriously. That's all I can say about it. Yeah.
And of course, your way of playing is so different from other people.
Right.
I would have like my own way of playing the game. When I play with my friends, these are like high IQ plays.
Yeah.
But when I play with strangers, because they don't know the way I play, they would say, oh my god, what are you doing camping day? Or what are you doing standing day?
Yeah.
And then suddenly I get 2 kills and clutch the game. So yeah, it's how you play. Don't worry about how other people think of you. So yeah, what other games do you play?
I played a lot of GTA online at the moment. But other than that, I used to play like Dota and CS:GO casually. I'm not really that serious into gaming before this. And until the pandemic hits, I feel like everyone just became a gamer for some reason.
So true.
It's funny, but I see why.
Suddenly everyone wants a career in esports.
Right. Yeah, and
the gaming culture is really interesting. I learned quite a lot actually just by playing CS:GO about the gaming culture. Like how successful it is as an industry.
Right.
And how much money it's making. I'm like, wow, damn, that's crazy, man.
It's especially knowing that the industry wasn't even like, I don't think it's 10 years, maybe it's about 10 years old by now or more than that, but it's still like, that's still insane. Like,
so
esport in general just being this like people used to make fun of people playing games, and everything just changed now.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, even I forgot which late night show. I think it's Jimmy Kimmel. He like made fun of gamers. It's when PewDiePie was like starting to become famous, and he just made fun of this watching Let's Play thing.
Oh my god.
But that's a lot of hate coming from coming at him for that. It's funny.
Now it's this big industry.
Yeah. And yeah, it's interesting. Like gaming can become something that is equivalent to like sports, and you have big sponsors, people training hours for a game.
I try to catch up with like how these professional gamers are, and they are very much like legit athletes. They are legit athletes.
Right.
They would train at certain hours in a day. They would think up of strategies and even get, what do you call that? Even get tired of playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, which I didn't realize is a thing for gamers, because you get to do something you enjoy professionally and make money from it. But I realized that you can get like really, I forgot what's the word, but tired of the game.
Burnout?
Yeah, burnout. Yeah. You can get really burnt out from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess burnout comes in many different things in life.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of burnout, have you ever experienced like feeling burnt out, like creatively, or like you just lost all motivation to do something?
Burnout, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really burnout, but I do get tired of, because I want to call myself a filmmaker. I want to call myself an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's like a label that I have not really achieved yet. I don't know about that. But yeah, I guess I take photos too.
Yeah.
And I guess when the burnout really comes is when I put the pressure on myself to like perform better, or to beat my previous self,
Right.
To make something better every day. But then slowly I realized that you can't force creativity, and you can't force art. In a way, it comes on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like after that, when I like in my art journey, I have come through a lot of change in mindsets on why I do what I do, and what I should be doing for the rest of my life. I get a lot of change in mindset came throughout the years. But yeah, a lot of what I learned is like, try not to force it, but try just doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do get burnt out. But I guess from when I asked what other people feel when they experience burnout, they're like really crazy, like not wanting to even do their thing anymore.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know, maybe I do experience it, but it's always really fast. I was like get burnout and I stop doing something for a month or two, then I get back to it. It's never like a year-long burnout.
Yeah.
Maybe I will experience in the future, but for now I don't know yet. How about you, Le? You are an artist yourself too.
I think I don't want to say burnout. It's more like uninspired. It's mostly due to like my surroundings, like when I was very active in like dancing before this, I often feel uninspired because first of all, I don't usually I don't have a like proper space to like practice and like explore myself, look at the mirror, do my thing. Usually I don't have access to that before. This was 2-3 years ago, and then there's not a lot of people around me that shares the same like values and the same goals and like interests. I think that's one of the most important thing when it comes to like being creatively inspired. You have to have people that can share the same goal and interests, and you just push each other
Yeah.
I mean, I do have people like that. It's just that they're not around you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
That's true.
yeah, but like you, I can't really say I am burnt out before, because I haven't reached the level where actual professional kind of burnt out, you know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to say that I'm burnt out because I haven't reached a certain level yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a process
Yeah.
in growth in anything.
Yeah.
If you're doing the same thing over and over again and you just feel stuck, it tends to happen, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So I just hope anyone that's listening to this that's feeling burnt out, just don't give up. You know, it's a process. It'll be over.
Yeah, so true. I guess I learned a lot about burnout also from watching this one Studio Ghibli film called Kiki's Delivery Service. It's a really cute film and very, how to say, it's a Ghibli film. You get the Ghibli feels when watching a Ghibli film.
It's very wholesome.
Very wholesome.
I really like that one.
Yes, yeah. And the main character Kiki, in the middle of the film, suddenly realizes that she's losing her special powers.
Right.
I don't know if it's magic or something, but she can fly on the broom and she can talk to a cat. And suddenly in the middle of the film, she suddenly couldn't fly anymore. And she got so worried about it. She asked her cat. She talked to her cat. But then her cat didn't reply.
Yeah.
So she got really panicked and worried, am I really losing my magical powers already?
Yeah.
Because also the reason that she got I think from remembering what the story is the reason she lost her abilities was because she made it into professional work or something. She becomes a delivery person for people.
Yeah.
And when she makes it professional, now she has to do it every day, and she gets tired of doing it, and suddenly she loses her skills. And I guess we artists can also relate to that. Suddenly we just don't know how to write stories anymore. Suddenly we just cannot dance anymore. One day we just wake up and we just cannot do it anymore.
Right.
Then Kiki later on, she found a person in the woods. I don't know. I really forgot how it went, but she found someone in the woods, and the woman was an artist, living alone. And she talked to the woman, and the woman told her, I don't think you should worry about trying to get your abilities back. I think you should just live your life normally, experience the daily life, and eventually it'll come back. And I felt that for myself. You don't have to force yourself to be able to do it. Eventually it'll come because it's already inbuilt in you. And yeah, made me feel better about ever feeling burnt out or uninspired. Yeah,
I never thought about that movie in that perspective, to be honest. Right. I just watched it and oh, this is very wholesome. It has good lessons, but yeah, I never knew that you can look at it that way. It's really interesting.
I think it was a subtle part of the whole film. Yeah, I'm not very sure because I also watch a lot of video essays, how people break down films and analyze them. And I guess I don't know if it's the video essay that told me about it, or did I just feel it when I was watching it. But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the story. What do you do to make yourself feel inspired though? Do you have something?
Most of the time, to feel inspired to do something, I just not do it, because I haven't been dancing for at least a whole 2 months. because I feel like, because for dancing, I must have like a goal that I must reach to like inspire myself to get up and like think of choreographies. But now that there's like, if I dance now, I don't really know like how to say. It's not that I don't want to improve. It's just that I don't really have like a space to like share to someone how my dance is, as someone that is professional. Like where can I improve? It's I don't really have access to those, so it's kind of demotivating. So I thought I'll just rest up. I'll not dance for a while and try to build up the, what do you call that, build up that inspiration and like motivation. Because like I've been dancing for like 2-3 months in a row, and I know I'm not like professional or anything, but it gets overwhelming because I'm also a student. I also have like my priorities, and dancing wasn't my only interest. I have things that I wanted to do, because like we're still young. Like I feel like this is the period of time where we learn more. So I feel like I shouldn't limit myself to just dancing alone.
What other things do you plan to go into, or like would like to go into?
I think I just want to learn more about music.
Oh yeah, you have been making some beat.
It's,
what do you call it? Some samples.
Instrumentals. I think I like to call it.
Instrumentals.
But yeah, it's, again, that's one thing I'm also kind of uninspired at the moment. I think I just don't have the what do you call that? I don't really have the inspiration to do that yet. I just need to find like a space where I can like think of like new sounds, feel inspired. So if anyone's wondering, if anyone listening that knows me wondering why I'm not like active in like dancing, or I don't seem like it, now you know why. I think I'm just I feel like I need to do something else for now. That's it.
You just gotta unwind from your work a little bit, unwind from your craft. Then eventually you'll come back. I feel that's part of the process. It is part of the process.
And from dancing, I also get a lot of injuries, especially around my legs. It's been bothering me for several years now. I just never really had the chance to like check up what's wrong with it. So I just continue dancing after like I recover, and then I get hurt again, and the process just repeats. So I feel like maybe I should just stop for a period of time, see what happens. Maybe my body is telling me I need to rest up.
True.
But I try to do workouts occasionally just to make sure I stay healthy.
That's true. Workouts, man, I haven't been doing that. Too bad.
I mean, I have like dumbbells, so that's how like I feel motivated to do it, because like it's in my room, and like I have no reason not to do it.
True. I haven't been motivated to do anything at all, man. This quarantine is really, how to say, it's really messing up my mind. Yeah, because
Especially
before this, before this, I live for the outdoors, and I live for talking to people and walking around campus. It's like meeting people and talking to them.
Yeah.
And like not having to do that, I feel like a big part of who I identify myself with is not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it has been really messing up with my mental health lah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing fine. Games has been helping a lot. Like being on Discord with my friends has been helping a lot too. Yeah, I think quarantine I feel like I accept that I'm uninspired, and I accept that I might not be coming out with art anytime soon. Because what people are saying is like, this is the time where you should be reading books. You finally get the chance to read books and like do your thing, do your hobbies. But for me, it just doesn't work like that, and and when I listen to these things that are on social media, I'm like, am I really missing something? Am I really wasting my time not reading books or not being inspired? But I feel like it's all right. It's all right to not do anything, and I guess that goes out for people out there too who are like having a tough time in quarantine. There's no social pressure, or there's no pressure for you to achieve anything new this quarantine. If you came in quarantine not having any new skills, and leaving quarantine not having any new skills, it's fine. Because this is not an easy time for everyone, and adjusting is not something that we can do within a month or two. It takes time to adjust. And I guess it's fine. It's alright. Take your own pace and breathe.
Like, speaking of like social media, I feel like a lot of people seem to have this sort of expectation that they should be doing something. They should be like picking up new skills, etc. Because all these like posts, like they're all like viral posts where like they show you how to cook this, how do you make this cake, and it's just like, it seems to put the pressure on people that you have to do something during quarantine. There's no reason that you're gonna be like doing nothing.
If you don't pick up any new skills in this quarantine, you just practically wasted your time. But it's not like that, man.
I think that's one of the reasons I took a break from social media for the past 3 weeks. I'm not sure how long, but I took a break because I feel like for some reason during quarantine, I mean, I guess everyone's on social media now, but like it just become this toxic like environment for people like us, where we just need time to unwind and like, if anything, do nothing really, just to figure out things and not stress ourselves. But it just seems like anything that was shown in social media just seems to be like pretty negative, especially with the protest that's going on right now. It's very like distressing to see, because in one part of the world where injustice was going on, and it's just really hard to swallow it. So I think like I'm glad that I took the break, because I actually have more time to just not really doing anything, and I feel like that's a good thing, because when you're busy as a student, if you're busy, you're doing assignments, you're going to lectures, talking to friends, hanging out, I feel like we don't really have time for ourselves, and now with the quarantine going on, I feel like that's a great opportunity for, at least for me, to just like
Unwind.
lay down, unwind. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess for us too, also because we're not just like dealing with assignments, but we're like, you are running a student. You are running a student club.
Right.
You are running a dance club, and I guess like you're really busy thinking about what should we do for this whole year, and what should we be experimenting with and doing something new, and it's always about like about what can we do next, and never really about like not really getting the time to just chill and just relax lah.
Yeah.
And for me also, like I've been there's so much things that I could have done if this quarantine wasn't happening. I mean, both of us has like expressed this really regularly now, like how we've wanted to do so much things,
right?
But then this quarantine has taken it away from us.
Yeah.
I guess it's like when we get to have a break this quarantine, it's a bit disappointing, but I guess it's quite needed also.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a privilege that we're still alive and able to see the end of, hopefully the end of this quarantine coming soon.
Yeah.
I hope, man. I can't.
I really hope.
I need to do things. I need to do things.
Yeah. Especially for people like us, like we work. I mean, we're like people interested in like content creation and like filmmaking.
Yeah.
It definitely hits us hard because like we don't even have our own like legit proper like equipments to film and stuff. So like we're basically stuck with nothing much to do.
It's like the whole outside world was our film set.
Right.
And our friends and people around us are our actors.
Yeah.
But now we're not able to go outside and we're not able to meet our friends. And we're just stuck with our own house and in our own house. Where we can film a limited amount of stuff. But if it's not what your heart wants, then it's not what your heart wants. People are telling me, oh Glenn, you could shoot like really ASMR, like cooking stuff, or like shooting. Because I did like that coffee video, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like people say, why don't make something similar to that? Why not create like content creation at home? But for me, my stuff or like what I feel I want to make has not really been about like that. So I don't feel like I want to do it. So yeah, like, it's not the same. That's all I'm saying. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it does be like that sometimes.
it do be like that.
It do be like that sometimes. It is what it is.
Yeah. I thought about stuff like that too, but then I feel a little like pressured to be productive, and like feel like, why is this happening to us? Why is this pandemic hitting us now? Like we have so much to do, but it's all cancelled. But
you were so inspired, man.
Yeah. But then I think about like those frontliners. They're working so hard, and
that's true.
I feel like, at the same time, I do feel grateful that I'm still alive, and I get to do it again next year if everything went well. So yeah.
Eventually the world is going to go back, maybe not to the complete normal, but go back to how society was.
I think the pandemic just taught this big lesson that humanity in general is too comfortable with where like we're at right before the pandemic hits. Like nobody is really watching their hygiene.
True.
Nobody's like being careful with like germs. They spread, but we just don't see it. So it's easy for us to be like to take it for granted, basically. Like not being careful with a lot of things, and I feel like this is a big lesson for humanity, and I think a lot of things will change, especially going in the public, even after this pandemic. Like, I don't think we will feel safe just from shaking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Gotta be something new.
Yeah.
What do you plan to do after quarantine is done?
I think I'll go out and eat.
Oh,
Haven't?
I actually went out to eat this morning.
Wow.
After a while, after like a whole, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, I haven't had dim sum.
Damn.
So there's like 2020 near my house.
Yeah.
It's really good dim sum. So I just thought, oh my god, why not, right? It was really early in the morning, so there was not many people.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get dim sum and I was happy. It was a good day.
Damn. I haven't had. I mean, I had a few like takeout meals, but I do miss like fast food.
Fast food?
Yeah.
Like McDonald's?
McDonald's. I haven't had that for a few months now, and I think even just the fillet of fish will make me happy.
Oh my god.
That's
There's no delivery going there, huh?
Nah.
Damn.
I tried, and they just said they don't deliver to my area, which is really sad.
Man, that's sad.
That really sucks. But yeah, I guess I'll deal with it.
How about this coming semester? They say the government says that there's no school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no uni that is allowed to happen until the 31st of December, except for some like conditions, which is like PhD students or master students or final year students are allowed to. But for us, bachelors, we are not allowed to have classes. How do you feel about having online classes for this next semester?
All I can say is so far my experience with online learning has been very underwhelming.
Right.
And a lot of people share the same thought too, because as much as universities in general wanted to push the idea that it is possible it will be the same as learning in classes, but the fact that it's online and you don't really have this like face-to-face interaction with your lecturers, your classmates, it does take away the environment.
Experience,
yeah. The learning experience
is the same, right?
It doesn't feel the same.
In classes, we get to debate with the lecturer. We get to argue on ideas.
Right.
We get to really question on like how to say really, because we study humanities. We get to question really controversial topics.
Yep.
But over online, it's just not the same thing, man.
Yeah.
I honestly have not, except for one class, I've not learned anything much, man.
Yeah. I really hate to say it. Yeah, it is. It is hard.
The fact that our uni is not, how to say, lowering down the tuition fees, just makes me more angry. But yeah. But I guess it do be like that sometimes.
I have a problem with it, like the fee thing, because I'm. Maybe you are the same. I'm like a middle class family, and we barely can afford the fee every year. And I don't know if they consider the fact that we're not using like the Wi-Fi, the computers, most of the electricity, the resources. We're not even using those, and yet the fee stays the same. It just bothers me, and I'm just bothered and I wonder whether they ever thought about it. And it's insane that they didn't do anything about it, and just trying to push the idea that, oh, we thank you for supporting the uni.
Oh my
thank you
gosh.
for
We are the
staying
struggling
strong.
ones here.
Exactly.
And they are taking advantage of us.
Yeah.
Like when they say that the, what do you call that, the fees will stay the same, I don't know.
Yeah.
Really, man, I would learn so much more on YouTube.
Exactly. Like, if it's not because I have to have a degree in a Malaysian society, I would basically be jobless by now and just pursue whatever I want to do. And
exactly, man.
Like, I feel like I can do that easily in like Western countries, but maybe not easily, but at least I can understand the struggle, the, what do you call it? Like, I don't really have the expectation that I have to have a degree to have a place in the society. Yeah.
That's so true.
And yeah, it still bothers me today that the fee stays so high. And especially, like, what if we have like students that are less fortunate, that may not have proper access to like internet and stuff. Like, I thought about it, like, I wonder how they learn throughout the pandemic, where there's no proper internet and online learning is basically like useless at a point.
Yeah. One semester is already so expensive.
Yeah.
Like they would say, we're paying for rent, we're paying for the uni's internet, the uni's Wi-Fi, the uni's infrastructure, but now we're not using it.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you go to university, people say, oh, why would you go to an expensive university? It's because you're going for the experience, bah.
Yeah.
You're not going there to get a degree. Maybe to some universities, maybe like those Ivy League universities, but you're paying for experience, bah.
Yeah.
But now we're not experiencing anything at all.
Exactly.
So what exactly am I paying for?
Yeah.
They're saying they want to up the live production, or like make studios. I'm like, what's point? You have a studio, you don't have a studio. The lecturer makes a collaborate session, or like a Zoom call through their laptop.
Right.
The experience is still the same.
Yeah.
You still see the lecturer's face, talking. You want to have an argument, then the voice, or like you want to have a discussion, and the voice just clashes.
Yeah.
So it's, unless we can have like a VR, virtual reality classroom, then maybe. But yeah, I'm not seeing my money's worth. University is now just a scam. I feel like if I get to pass this semester, I've technically like paid just for a certification. That's all.
Exactly.
Not for learning, not for anything.
Yeah.
Just for certification.
I don't want to pay for a PDF, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's yeah, to be fair, I enroll for uni mostly because I want to experience what it's like to be around like an environment where you have multinational people, and you get to learn something that you've never like touched on, even though some are on YouTube, but I'm not going there. But yeah, it's interesting that it has become this like commodity where everything just makes money, and the value of like teaching and learning just becomes a business rather than like I guess like a passion for students and growing a group of students that can be like people that are useful to societies around the world.
Yeah. I guess it's we're not blaming the lecturers or what. It's just the university, the institution, the organization, and the people on top who is earning money from all of this.
Yeah.
If they're not creative enough to figure out a way to give value to students, then maybe eventually people wouldn't find value in universities.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, such a complicated thing. I'm just a student. I don't know anything.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
my mind is so small. Also, I feel like I know my mind. How to say? Our thinking or like our understanding of everything that's happening now might be very limited, but at least how to say we know what we want.
Yeah.
To get out of university. Yeah, and obviously now it's not being given to us.
Yeah. I mean, I tried looking at it in the point of view of a customer, since they want it to be a business.
Yeah.
Even then, as a customer, I feel like I'm not getting what I'm paying for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If they were to like not refund our money for this sem that has already finished, it doesn't matter. Okay, I get it. Like business is business, but for this upcoming sem, you are have you seen their marketing videos? Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're like still marketing the same thing, and they're still showing people why you should join this university.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's not what they're gonna give. It's something in the future. It's something that, how to say, oh, do I want this or not? Or it's not like, oh, I kind of have already bought it, I have to pay. But it's something, do I want it or not? If I don't want, then I just leave. But we don't get the chance to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Just
I'm really thankful for the lecturers and the teachers out there who are trying to figure out ways to deal with this. I don't think it should fully be in their hands to think up of ways to how to say, to solve this issue.
Mm-hmm.
I guess teachers and lecturers have already like done so much work and put so much heart into this, into their work.
Yeah.
I don't think it's their response. Like they can do it, but also the institutions that hire them and profiting off of them should come up with ways to deal with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, kinda should have went to like a government university.
Yeah.
Do you know that government universities are so much more nicer and more beautiful?
I hate to say it, but the rankings are so high for
Yeah.
Malaysian public uni. It's insane.
Yeah. We don't even see any private universities on the ranking.
Exactly. It's so interesting because for like international listeners in Malaysia, we tend to have this like, maybe not everyone, but like there's this perception where public uni is very quote unquote not as good as like private uni, but I can tell you now that they have so much more that I wish we have access to. And they have so much more, like, because it's like their fees are way lower than ours. It feels like they're getting a bargain for studying in public uni. And yeah.
Well, that's business.
Everything is business now. It sucks.
But yeah, going away from that really sad topic. After this quarantine, hopefully next time I might want to go to Kuching again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might want to work with the filmmakers again.
That's good. Yeah.
I have not asked them, but I've talked to my parents about it, and they say, "Oh, sure, why?"
Yeah.
Just go and get the experience, and I guess maybe that's like my only. I would say for now, that's like my only way of staying sane
Right.
And also gaining experience lah.
Yeah.
I get to do things that I enjoy at the same time I study. But yeah, I have to think more about that, whether it's a good decision or not. But yeah, I really want to go to Kuching again. It was such an experience lah. Yeah, I felt like I was a different person being in Kuching. Also, to the people who don't know, me and Herbert went to Kuching the last semester break. Our semester break was around 4 months.
Right.
Or 3.5 months. So we went to Kuching for 3 months or 2 months. And we we went for an internship in our own field. So Herbert went to intern with like a dance studio, and I went to intern with a filmmaking production house. And like for myself, I learned quite a lot, and I was such a different person. I feel I was so open to ideas, and I was like so open to talking to people, because this is like my first ever time like living in a city that's where I'm expected to be independent, and I'm expected to like if you don't have friends, then you gotta go out and find and make friends.
Right.
If you don't have work, you gotta go out and make work, find work. So for me, I was like really just talking to everyone, talking about like ideas and stuff, and like such an experience lah.
Yeah.
And I want to do that again. I feel so independent. So weird to say, but yeah. In Miri, I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I guess it's also just like a mindset thing, because there are opportunities in Miri. It's just I grew up in Miri. I've lived in Miri for so long, but I haven't seen anything new in my field. There's no production houses in Miri. You have studios. You have videography studios, but those are not production houses.
Right.
They are not making films, and they are not telling stories, which is what I care about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think Filmmakers Co will benefit with your addition to the team. So yeah.
I hope so.
I mean, you've been doing great stuff with them. I can definitely be a witness of your growth from the stuff that you do. It's
Man,
you've been
thanks,
growing.
Man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I have a question for you. Like, what's the one goal that you're trying to reach now as a filmmaker?
One goal I'm trying to reach now.
Right.
Long term or short term goal?
Anything that you can think of right now.
Okay. Man, I guess I want to tell stories, and specifically of my people. I'm a Lumbawang, and it's one of the smallest tribe in Sarawak. I guess because Sarawak is full of like so many different tribes.
Yeah.
And so many different kinds of people. It's not fair to just say I want to tell stories of my own people. I want to tell stories that are of my people, and when I say my people, it's about the people who live around my tribe and the people of my tribe, because we are one. We are the indigenous people of Sarawak, and
yeah.
I feel like I want to tell that story lah, but also not in a it's like not in a documentary kind of way.
Yeah.
Although documentary is one of the things that I do want to do, but I want to tell stories specific, like more beautiful, more cultural stories of my ancestors, and package that into a modern story. Not a modern story, but a story that fits into this modern society.
Yeah.
Because I think in the end of the day, we are humans, and we come back to who we are in the past.
Right.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's one of the core values that I really love about the indigenous people and of my people is that we are really empathetic people, and we care about our neighbors as if they are our family, because they are our family. They are like indirect relatives, and we care for them. But in this modern society, you don't. Being nice is such a weird thing and such a rare thing to do. So I feel like, why are we losing that? In the past, that's how we survive. We support on other people, and other people support us. So I try to incorporate that in my own daily, in myself also. Supporting in terms of like supporting. If I have artist friends, I watch or look at the art, or I share their art, and when I have friends who are going through things, I talk to them, I listen to them, and I try to help in any way I can. And I feel like at the end of the day, it comes back to you also. Being nice is good, but not many people are doing that now.
Yeah,
it's such a it's like every man for themselves kind of feeling, and those are kind of like the values that I want to share. But I accept that it's not gonna happen in the next like 3 years or 5 years, but I do want to. It's one of those stories that I want to tell. That's like I want to package it really nice, and I want to make it like the complete story, my complete story that I want to share to the world. But besides from that, I do want to make films and tell stories lah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like for us as like humanities students, it's interesting to learn that you're like one of the people amongst like a group of like our own like classmates, course mates. You're like one of those who really wanted to create something. I'm not trying to throw shade to anyone or anything, like, but it's fine if you don't have any plans to do more, even though you're taking humanities and you're learning about filming, recording, etc. It's fine if you're not into like creating your own content outside of university. But what I'm trying to say is that I find it interesting that you have passion to do something outside of uni and trying to create your own brand. And even though it's really hard, because not a lot of people share like our values and our vision as creatives, and that makes it hard for us to like again feel motivated.
That's true.
Don't have that surrounding to do something outside of uni. But I think that you're very unique. I feel like
you're unique too, man.
I gotta give props to you for trying to outdo yourself. Even though most of us are stuck in uni, trying to figure out what to do, even though we're taking communications. But I feel like
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
No problem. But again, if you're taking humanities, don't feel discouraged even though you're not doing anything. Everyone has their own like timing.
True.
So just take your time, figure out what you like to do. And even for us, we don't really it's not like we properly like plan everything. It just came to us as like inspirations. And you just gotta be in the proper surrounding. Surround yourself with people that share a goal to improve and be something one day. Yeah,
That's so true. And even if your goal is to get to pass university, that's good enough.
Yeah.
It's a important goal too.
Yeah.
I guess for me it's just how to say, I don't feel like I'm better than anyone, of course. Just because I have like a how to say, like a thing outside of university, but
right.
It's just inbuilt in me to like, I have never been doing well in school, even in high school, in primary school. I don't know if I should say this, but in high school and primary school, I've never finished an assignment ever. Maybe one or two, but also those are like, I'm like, on the day of submission, I'll ask my friend, hey, got assignment, then I'll just copy theirs and like I submit. But I would, at the end of the year or once a while, the teachers would be like, send in your exercise books, and my exercise books will always be empty. So I have like, for me, I have because I don't think I've been doing well in school either, but I've accepted that lah. I've accepted that school does not determine my value, but what I do for myself. So since a kid already, I've always wanted to like do things outside of school. And in university, like I've decided, okay, I went from like, I wanted to be an athlete, I wanted to be a cyclist, I wanted to be like all of those different things. But eventually in university, I kind of found my thing that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
So I just stuck to it, and I slowly, just bit by bit, I do it, and eventually like I find people and people find me, and suddenly you're in this group or like a surrounding where people support people, and you get to do things that are really good lah. Yeah. It's just I don't find, maybe it's bad to say, but I don't find value in getting A's. For some people, that's really important to get A's, because through those good grades, you get to work in really good companies and get to work with companies that are changing the world. But for me, I've never found value in that. So yeah, we are on our own path line in life, and
yeah. It's like it's not necessarily being lazy for not doing like schoolworks. I think like for some people, they are pretty aware that it's something that they are not interested in learning, which is I think quite impressive, especially like for a very young age. If you are aware that you're not interested in learning something, so therefore you don't want to force yourself doing it. Because I feel like typically as like typical primary school, high school students, we tend to like try to fit the mold that the education system is trying to fit us in. And even though some people obviously are not fit for that, we're just forced to do it. You're forced to do work, you're forced to do good grades, and it's some people may find it like intriguing to learn, but there are some people that really struggle when it comes to learning stuff in school, like maths and stuff. It's like they're just not meant to learn maths, for example. Maybe, I mean, obviously like basic like additional subtraction, that kind of basic like maths, it is important. But something like additional maths, physics, chemistry, not everybody has the ability to absorb so much information and knowledge all in like 2 years. So I feel like it's gonna be a struggle for some students to try to like fit in that education system. Um, I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're as a Malaysian and as an upcoming filmmaker.
Upcoming. Oh my gosh, I
I
haven't
mean,
I haven't even made like that good of films. But yeah, sure. As an aspiring filmmaker.
aspiring. That's the word. Yeah. Um, what are your thoughts in like Malaysian filmmaking in general?
I think Malaysian filmmaking, as in the art,
Mhm.
is something that's really is a it's a hard thing to create. We,
Right.
unlike America or unlike like Japan or Thailand, where we are like very heterogeneous, I guess you can say, or is it homogeneous? Where we are like multicultural, a multicultural country. There's so much stories and so much different experiences.
Right.
That is called the Malaysian experience. So it's quite difficult to tell stories that that tells the story of everyone, that everyone in Malaysia can relate to. As an American, it's easy, not easy lah, but when you tell a story, many people can relate to it, and the
Right.
Americans can relate to it, and eventually now the whole world can relate to it because we're like looking at America almost every day. But for like the Malaysian film, the Malaysian art film lah, when we tell a story of like, when we tell a Chinese story, it's very hard for the Malays to relate to.
Yeah.
When we tell a Malay story, it's very hard for the Chinese to relate to. But there are some filmmakers who have successfully and really wonderfully tell the story of the Malaysian experience. Some of them, Yasmin Ahmad and
Yeah.
many others, they have told like really amazing films. And I guess many people related to it because it is like the Malaysian experience.
Yeah.
And I guess I want to do that also in the future, to be able to tell the whole Malaysia story or make films about it that many people can relate to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that takes time and skill to tell stories like that.
Yeah.
So I guess the Malaysian art industry is something. The Malaysian film industry, Malaysian film is pretty good lah. But when you want to talk about the industry or what is like mainstream nowadays, films are really expensive to make, and a person, unless you're a millionaire, you can't just go out making big films that everyone care about. So you have production houses and you have studios, and these studios, they have to make money, so you got to make things that people watch. So not many people can watch films that are real, or films that are like that talks about not just the good side but the dark side of the human story, or like the Malaysian story.
Yeah.
So we just end up doing some American blockbuster, American Hollywood style films with like car chase scenes and like explosions and gangsters and policemen. We've resonated to those kind of stuff because the audience, the Malaysian film audience, are like, oh wow, look at Malaysian film, look at Malaysian cinema. We can do something that is as good as American cinema. We can make explosions. We can make something that looks like Transformers. So like it gives a sense of pride in the Malaysian cinema. But we forget that doing that, we're just only trying to copy, or we're trying to like imitate another culture, another industry. Meanwhile, we have like legit good filmmakers here who are making important stories or telling important stories, but no one is listening to because it doesn't feel like what cinema is supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good and bad lah. If you want to do it as like a career, it is still possible. There are many who still succeed in the filmmaking industry in Malaysia. Just that filmmaking in general, you have to be thick-skinned now, and it's very hard to stay thick-skinned, but also tell empathetic stories.
Yeah,
that is why not many really empathetic stories come out of Malaysia. So yeah, but I guess it's also changing with platforms like YouTube. Now filmmakers get the chance to fund themselves.
Right.
So yeah, I guess it's changing lah. Yeah, that is the Malaysian cinema in my opinion.
So I feel like the Malaysian, like the film industry in general, is still like heavily regulated. And I mean, I'm not trying to go into too much politics, but FINAS, the film industry agency, I'm not sure what's the full name, but they're basically the ones who regulate film in Malaysia, including Hollywood films, and basically everything that will be going to the cinemas. They will regulate it and make sure it's safe for every age group. And I feel like the restrictions that they implement is too restrictive. It almost feels like it's not encouraging like independent filmmakers to be daring with like their films, to touch on maybe like edgier topics, or something that is like slightly political and touching on important issues, maybe like indigenous problems and like their lifestyle and stuff. And I feel like that part is like something that in some way may be the thing that is like preventing independent filmmakers from daring to push the boundaries of what Malaysian films can be, because now Malaysian films has just been like, it's either it's a romance or it's an action film with slightly expensive effects, VFX, and trying to recreate like superheroes, and like, I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, because people will enjoy these types of films, obviously. But there is still this part of films in Malaysia that is missing, and that is independent filmmaking, which I feel like unfortunately has been overlooked by Malaysians. And it almost feels like it's a niche, like it's for a niche market, when like we look at USA, we have like independent films that are winning awards, and like they're critically acclaimed, and they're not even funded by like Fox, Universal Studios. And I feel like it is possible for Malaysian films to be like the next Parasite, for example. But as long as like these sort of like restrictions exist in the regulations, I feel like people are like independent filmmakers are still like being conservative with what their craft will be, and that is just like, it's not encouraging.
I guess that's it's a pretty valid, like, how to say, concern in the Malaysian film industry. But also, how to say, it's also the arts in general is not very well in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Malaysia is still like a developing country, so we don't see much value in the arts. We see
Right.
value in practicality, in efficiency and all of that stuff, because we want to go into that era of like being like a first world or something like that lah. But yeah, the arts in general. So because like no one sees value in it except the people who really care about it. No one gives money towards the arts, and no one, and even businesses or like ventures that people that want to create businesses that support the arts, is very difficult for them to sustain, just because of censorship, ownership, like IP, what do you call that? Intellectual property and all that stuff. And in general, just no one caring about good art in Malaysia. That is why. So like we do in Malaysia, we do have like really good independent films. It's just not marketed in Malaysia. It's just not shown in Malaysia. It's just, how to say, not famous in Malaysia. That's all. But we have a few filmmakers who are like in the USA who are like telling stories of Malaysia, and it's of course not as good as America is. But
Yeah.
In terms of like, how to say, in terms of censorship and all that stuff, South Korea, where Parasite came from, also had this issue in the past where their media is controlled. So their filmmakers and their artists has come out with like what they call the new Korean wave, which is like a certain style of filmmaking that talks on really deep issues and really important stories, while also telling it in a really, how to say, really subtle way. Yeah, so if you watch Parasite, if you try not to see in between the lines, try not to read in between the lines, it's quite an interesting drama. It's an interesting drama film. There are people. It's a, if you like horror movie, it's a horror movie. If you like thrillers, it's a thriller movie. If you like drama, it's a drama movie. If you like heist films, it's also a heist film. So those kind of genres where it's really successful, people, it's proven in statistics that people like to watch those kind of films. When you add really important topics into it, like social, like what do you call it, class segregation. When you add those kind of like values into it, then it creates a whole new kind of film, and that's what the whole Korean new wave is all about.
Yeah.
So it passes the, oh, it's just a normal film, but actually talks about something that's really important. And if Malaysian cinema eventually can get into things like that, I guess we can be big.
Yeah.
But once again, film is a really expensive thing to do lah. You need a lot of people, and to get into the Oscars, you need really good producers.
Right.
Because good films come out almost like every day, monthly. It's just making it's the producer's job to make sure that the films are marketed towards the right people. You have a really good film, you have to tell people that you have a really good film. If not, people just don't know about it.
Right.
And that's what also Parasite did really well. Because Bong Joon-ho is also not just another South Korean filmmaker. He's like a filmmaker that made Snowpiercer, which worked with an American company, the Harvey Weinstein company. And so he is quite a big director. He's not an indie director anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's again business lah.
Yeah.
Knowing who to talk to, and also, despite being a thick-skinned person, you have to understand that film takes heart to create.
Right.
So yeah, it's, I don't know, it's quite an complicated thing to also talk about. We can talk about this all day, but
Mhm.
yeah, Malaysian film can get into the Oscars, can gain worldwide attention if only the artists get more confidence in themselves,
Mhm.
and we have businessmen, people who understand the industry,
Right.
come and work together and
Yeah.
to trust in each other, because it's those are different, those are people from different kinds of lives and different values. A businessman is a very practical person.
Mhm.
Why do I care about why do I care about color grading? Why do I care about getting the nice shot if at the end of the day we're still getting the shot? But an artist is like, no, I have to give a certain feeling, I have to give a certain experience to these people, and it doesn't get there without going through all of these processes.
Right.
And also, who cares about money? It's all about the experience, you know. So it's like really different kinds of people, and if these kinds of people are able to come together and work together, then I guess we can go somewhere now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope it does get there. It's slowly getting there. We have a few Malaysian films now
Mhm.
that are famous worldwide, which is really nice.
Mhm.
And we are starting to like, and I mean, since before you are getting like really amazing directors. So yeah,
Mhm.
you just have to support those kind of people as well.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Malaysian film industry. I'm also trying to understand and learn more about it, just so that I can like be able to do good stuff, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Okay. So we officially reached the 1 hour plus mark. So I guess this is the end of the podcast. Before we properly end this, do you have a film that you would like to recommend to
film?
Like our audiences?
A film that I would like to recommend.
Mhm.
Them so much. I guess. Yeah. Let me think. A really good film. Damn it. What films do I watch? I forgot. Sepet by Yasmin Ahmad.
Sepet.
Yeah, it's a Malaysian film. It's one of those Malaysian films that are really that Malaysian filmmakers look up to also. It's one of the greatest films in Malaysian history. And I feel like that film fully and really encapsulates the idea of a Malaysian story. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the late Yasmin Ahmad was like the peak of Malaysian film when she was still alive and she was still making films like that. It definitely set the bar of what Malaysian films can be. And it's not even one of those films that are like visually very impressive. There's no like special effects. It's just telling a story that relates locally, and it works.
Yeah.
And it had international recognition as well. So it's a very I think that's a good recommendation.
Yeah. It's a really nice film.
Yeah. So thank you, Glenn, for spending your time talking with me. I do hope to our listeners, I do hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you're not too bored, I guess. Again, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. If you have any suggestions on topics or anyone that you want me to invite over to this podcast and talk about stuff, please do let me know. Yeah. So once again, thank you, Glenn, for coming.
No problem.
So yeah.
Thank you, Herbert.
No problem. So if you want Glenn to be in future episodes again, let me know as well. Leave a like. I sound like a YouTuber. Leave like, subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Follow my social media.
Turn on the notification bell.
Oh yeah, do follow Glenn on Instagram. I will put the links or the tags in the descriptions. Yeah, that's it. That's the first episode. So
wow.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys stay safe during the pandemic. Please watch your hygiene, stay safe. I'm not sure, but if there's any US listeners, I hope you guys stay safe. If you're protesting, protest safely.
Stay safe.
I hope justice will come to your country one day. I believe that justice will show itself soon enough. And yeah, just please stay safe. Watch your family members as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.